Okay, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a video I wish I had seen before I got into darkroom printing, as I was in the beginning stages. What I want it to be is just a visual, quick little video on me making a darkroom print, so you can see everything that I do that goes into making a print. So it is going to be a kind of long video just because I'm not going to be editing. I'm just letting you physically watch me do everything. I did already get the negative is in place and it is focused with a grain focuser because it's too dark in here when that happens and you won't be able to see me do it. So I have my lens. I'm gonna set it to, that's f8. So it's on f8 right now. I've checked the focus with the grain focuser. I have my easel set up to where I want it. So the first thing that I do want to just say is you need to get comfortable with your darkroom. You need to know where things are because these are going to be RA-4 prints and they have to be in complete darkness. You can't have a safe light on. So you do have to be able to instinctually feel and have everything close enough that you're not going to be bumping things or breaking things or anything like that. So that's why I have my darkroom laid out as it is, as well as it's just a small space, so things end up being close, which is all in all a benefit. I also do apologize if it's hard to hear. I have a few things running at once, so I'm hoping everything is going to go well. Like I said, have things close. I like to have my papers right here next to me. This is my Uniroller that we're going to be spinning the paper on. I'm going to be using this devtek model 100B tank, which fits one 8x10 in it. And as we use it, I'll walk you through the specifics of why I like this one so much as compared to maybe something like this. But we'll get there when we get there. Let's get on to what you clicked this video for. So first things first, I'm going to be taking the paper out of the box, which is then in a bag. And all of the papers are sandwiched between two cardstock pieces. So we're going to be reaching past the cardboard and we're going to be grabbing one piece of paper out of the box, closing the box back up, inserting the paper into the easel, and then exposing the image. After the image is exposed, I'll reach over and I will insert it into the development tank and put the lid on it. And then at that point, I can turn the lights back on. So I'm gonna just let the video play so you can see how long it takes me, though you won't be able to see it. I will put a time code right here as to when you can skip forward to get through the darkness. But I also will be talking you through the steps as I go. So we're in the complete darkness now. I'm opening up the box and grabbing the bag. Then inside the bag, I'm just gonna grab one sheet of 8x10 paper and with holding one hand holding that paper, the other hand I used it to close up the box so that that paper stays nice and safe. Now all I have to do is lift up the easel, slide the paper right there into place so it's framed correctly. And then I'm going to go ahead and expose. My exposure is 6 seconds at f8. There we go. Now I'm going to take it out of the easel and grab the development tank, slide it in landscape wise so it fits. and put the lid on it. And it's as simple as that. Unfortunately, I do have to walk across the room to get to my light switch, but everything else was nice and contained. It was that easy. My settings for my Beseler 23C2, I had 70 yellow, 50 magenta, 0 cyan. As well, I forgot to mention down here, I do have a tank. I don't know if that's in frame or not. It is my CineStill TCS, which is just keeping the chemicals that I'm going to be using at temperature. I have it set for 86 degrees so that when it's developing, it'll drop down to 85 degrees, which is what all my times are based off of. And then I also have down here my 3 little containers for those chemicals. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of this temperature controlled water, which is set, like I said, to 86 degrees, and I'm going to pour it into the top of this development tank. And I use about 2 ounces of water for that. And the reason, like I said, why I prefer this over something else is because it has one side that allows you to pour into and one side that allows you to drain it out. And it's completely light sealed, so I can do this stuff in the light without ruining my paper. Now, that first water rinse bath is only going to go for about 20 seconds. And you just let it roll and get the water wet. It's a pre-rinse bath. Once that is dumped out like that, like I said, it fills on one side, drains on the other side. Nice and simple. I'm going to put the developer in. Now, the developer goes for 1 minute and 40 seconds. So that's all you have to do. I've got that going. I have done quite a bit of this, and so I've gotten my own rhythm down and in place where I fill up my container while it's doing the previous one. So that didn't make any sense. But while the developer is developing, that's when I'm going to pour my Blix. I recommend as you're starting, you just fill up your 3 containers before you do your print, because it's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to make mistakes if you don't do it that way. So, like I said, 2 ounces of developer is in there right now, so I'm going to need 2 ounces of Blix as well. And that is decided, the amount and the temperature are decided in the RA-4 chemicals. When you receive them, they come with a little sheet like this that tells you how to mix them, and it walks you through temperature and length of development for chemistry. So 1 minute 40 seconds, and then we're gonna go 1 minute of Blix. And I'm using just my timer here. I set it to that time, and it is recommended you take it off right there 5 seconds early and allow that 5 seconds for the chemicals to drain, because the chemicals will still be in contact with the paper. So you just include that in your time by taking it off 5 seconds early. So 1 minute with the Blix. Go ahead and set that down. And now we're basically done. That really is pretty much it. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna move you over here, give you a better angle of my sink while this last minute of Blix is going, because I know all you've ever wanted is to see my sink. But we've got 15 seconds left, so at 10 seconds I'll go ahead and turn on the water. And then at 5 seconds I'll take it off and we'll drain it. And then we'll just slowly and carefully take this off. If you're rough with it, I've found I've actually ended up scraping my prints quite a few times. So you just got to be careful with that. There you go, rinse all that flicks off. And what we're going to do, quickly just rinse that back off. Set it there while I just make sure this is nice and clean. It doesn't have any chemicals on it, so I can dry it off for my next print. But what I do want to walk you through, just let that rinse for a few minutes. And that just gets all the chemicals off and makes sure that the development is finished. What I wanted to show you is, again, this tank. Like I said, you just landscape fold the paper in there, like you saw me bring it out. It's just going to be in there like this. Nice and tight. And this bottom is light sealed, and both ends do come off, but that allows the water to just drain out perfectly. This side, what happens, you dump your chemical into there and it fills up this little cup, and until you turn it sideways, the chemical stays in the cup. So once you rotate it to put it on the roller, that's when the chemicals will seep out the side and fill up the container, which will then rotate, and you'll have a lot more steady and consistent results based off of that. So that's why I use that roller, or that tank, sorry. And normally I'd probably rinse it for a little bit longer, but there we have it. An RA-4 print from start to finish. What I'll do is I find that it usually drips a little bit better off of a corner. So I'll just shake it a little bit, very gently, get all of that thick drips of water off, and then right over here I have my, I just boxed myself into a corner. I have my drying rack. Wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. So what I'll do is I'll just slide it right here and let it dry. And then I can come back over here like I did at the very beginning, dry off my tank, make sure it's nice and dry, and I'm ready to move on to my next print as that one dries. So come back over here to how we started it and wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I know I didn't go very detailed into anything specifically. Like I said, I just wanted to be able to show you what the process is like. And it's really not as daunting as it may seem. It just takes rhythm and practice to get your own system down. Please feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions about how I did something or why I did something. I don't know. I'm still really new to all of this, so I probably won't have all the answers, but there are some subscribers that are geniuses. So if they see your comments, they'll answer as well. I'd love it to just be a back and forth in the comments of everyone asking and answering questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.